why do you want to play guitar? And why would I even make a video like this? Well, number one, I've found that knowing why it is that we want to play guitar will really help direct us in anything. To know the why is very helpful, okay? And also, it's good because if we say what it is, why it is that we're doing this, we may have a more direct path to what it is that we want to do, okay? So for instance, if you say, well, I want to play guitar because I have, when I go to parties and what have you, I want to pull the guitar out. I want to be that guy or that girl who's playing and everybody's singing with. I want to be that person. Great. Or you may say, I grew up in a musical family and I want to be a studio guitar player. Great. Or you say, I just want to play live. That's all I want to do. I want to play in a jam band or in a bar band, and I want to play live. Great. Or whatever it is that you want to do, maybe a specific style. But knowing why it is that you're playing guitar and what it is that you want to do is going to help shape so much what it is that you're practicing and where you're going, okay? So let's talk about that specifically for the moment. Let's say I want to be a studio guitar player. That's why I moved to Nashville. I wanted to be a studio guitar player. I had been teaching guitar back home and started teaching here in Nashville, but I really wanted to be a studio guitar player. I did that a bit and found that teaching ended up to actually be something more that I liked because I got to see my family more, I got to do more traveling and all the rest. So actually it turned out that I liked teaching more. I still do studio work, but the point being is that my practice regimen had everything to do with being a studio guitar player. So if somebody said, hey, Eric, can you play classical on this particular piece? And I'd say, yeah, I can. And I would figure out how to come up with that classical sound. I did take classical in college, classical guitar. But I would figure out a way. Anytime somebody asked me, can I play something? I'd say yes. And I would figure out a way to do it. Either I'd listen to a particular artist that was similar, I'd get my pedals and my amp just set right to where it sounded like them, and then I would try to mimic them as much as possible. And I was the guy that people were calling all the time in regards to coming up with certain sounds when I was going to college and playing in the studio a lot. People would call me to do this because I could pretty much come up with any sound that they wanted. And I loved that, and that was that style of guitar that I was going after. Now, if you don't want to play in the studio, or let's say you don't even want to play electric, then being concerned with electric style playing, which you're playing up on the neck a lot, you're doing a lot of lead work, and you're worrying about pedals and amplifiers and tone and stuff like that. Well, if that's not your bag, if that's not what you desire to do, then don't even go down that path. Just investigate acoustic guitar, or vice versa. If you're not interested in acoustic guitar, look towards the electric. Now, why am I telling you this? It may seem like I'm saying, hey, cut all this stuff out. I am telling you that, okay? And here's the reason why I'm telling you that, is that there are a myriad of different things that you can learn on the guitar. I've been learning the guitar, playing guitar for over 30 years, and I feel like I haven't even come close to scratching the surface of what the instrument can do. And that's just in one particular genre. I mean, I love rock, I love rockabilly, I love blues, classical, love jazz. I mean, there's just so many different styles that I love, that swing and bluegrass, that to get good at all those, I would have to spend several lifetimes to really feel like I was the best or one of the best. However, you can cover all these bases as well. So having some direction as to what it is that you want to do is going to help not only as you progress through the course, but it's going to help throughout your playing. When somebody says to you, oh wow, you don't play slide guitar? You should play slide guitar. Well, do you want to play slide guitar? If you don't want to, don't play slide guitar. Be really good at what it is that you do. And you're going to find that the icons of our times, the Eddie Van Halens, the Stevie Ray Vaughns, the Jimi Hendrix, the Eric Johnsons, the guys like that, the icons, guitar icons, are folks that stuck to a particular thing. They found out what worked for them or what it is that they liked, and they went after it and they got really good at that particular thing. And those are the folks that are on the radar. No one would go to Stevie Ray Vaughan and say, "What do you mean you can't play classical guitar?" And maybe he could. I've never heard of that if he did, but no one's going to fault him for not playing classical guitar, because when he played blues, he played it like no one could ever imagine. I mean, the guy just dominated the instrument when it came to blues. So no one's saying, "I really wish you could be more diverse." That's what he does. That's his thing. Now, as a studio musician, you can't go into the studio just being a Stevie Ray Vaughan, even though he was an amazing player. You can't just do that, because if someone wants you to do some country chicken picking, or somebody wants you to play some jazz chords or to play some rock or something else, it's going to sound weird coming from a guy who's only practiced blues, okay, or who's really proficient at blues and spent so many hours practicing that as opposed to some other styles to be more diverse. So this is a question that I want you to ask to yourself, and this is a question, this is the homework here, is I really want you to ask this question: why is it that you want to play guitar? And I want you to write this down on paper. I know it sounds tedious, but if you just type it on your computer, write an email to yourself, just something that requires you to actually get it out of your mouth and out of your head and onto something, because there's something about that process that you can say, "Oh yeah, I want to do it because I want to play campfire songs and hang out with people." It's like you could say that, but once you actually get it out of your mind, out of your fingers or your head, put it on paper, put it in an email, something, it changes things. It really just does, okay? So do this. Find out why it is that you're here. Why is it that you want to learn how to play guitar? And that's going to help direct your course, not only in this course, but throughout your playing, what it is that you should be learning, what software you should use, what kind of guitars you should buy, what kind of amps you should buy if you're going to buy an amp, those sorts of things. All right, my friends, I promise this is part of the puzzle, and asking this is going to really help a lot with where it is that we're going. All right, my friends, let's keep going.